I'm Gina Vance, mind-body health coach, helping people explore ways to work with the power of their subconscious to support their lives, their health, and their relationships. What I do is interactive hypnosis or hypnotherapy, easy styles of meditation, and collaborative coaching. The ways I do it are in 2-hour private sessions, in weekly online meditation classes, and in workshops and trainings for who's this work I do for? Predominantly for service-oriented professionals. That's who typically shows up in my office on the other side of the Zoom camera to work with me. People that are service-oriented and usually professionals, as well as overwhelmed first responders and many types of helping professionals in the health and wellness fields. Coming up soon is an online certificate training in somatic mindful guided imagery. And this is a training to helping professionals to incorporate mind-body tools into their work. And this kind of work supports not only the management, but also the resolution of post-traumatic stress. Why I do it is because it would feel criminal not to do what I know, not to share what I know. And also, my life would feel wasted if I didn't share my hard-won gains. And it is the most inspiring thing to witness the power of the human spirit, to endure, to keep going, and then to move into triumph. And then being able to turn adversity into some form of uplifting service. 3 cases I want to share with you to demonstrate the power of the work. First one is Migraine Maggie. Migraine Maggie came to me in her mid-50s. She had migraine headaches her entire adult life. She told me she'd tried everything she could find to resolve them, every medical thing, every alternative thing, shamans, herbs, spices, you name it, she tried it. In the course of our work together, she discovered that an overwhelming experience when she was very tiny, AKA trauma, gave her the subconscious limiting belief that she needed to be sick in order to be safe, because the person that was hurting her when she was very tiny didn't hurt her when she was sick. And it worked very well for her as a little one, even though it wasn't fun being sick most of her childhood. However, in her adulthood, when things got stressful in the business she owned, migraines would come on. They would literally take her down and out. And then she couldn't be there to make sure that her business fared well. So in the course of our work, simply reconnecting to that little tiny girl that she was, that was being hurt, that developed that subconscious belief that she needed to be sick to be safe whenever anything threatening came around, that was enough for her to become free of migraines. And it's been about 15 years since we had that session. And the last time I checked with her, hasn't had another migraine since. Walter Weed, beautiful professional nurse, young man with a wife, young kids, smoking weed every night. He wanted to stop. It turns out in the course of our work that the reason he was smoking was because of self-hatred and self-loathing. And this was connected to a trauma that he'd experienced when he was 8, through some trouble that he innocently got mixed up in. And because of that experience, he was carrying around this hatred and self-loathing, and he was trying to soften the pain of it with his smoking. But he wanted to be free of that. So in our 3rd session, when I checked in with him, what have you noticed? Anything different? He said, no, nothing tangible. I'm not sure this work is doing anything. It's good for anything. Okay. A few minutes later, though, he says, however, I don't hate myself anymore. My self-loathing is gone. Kind of big, I thought. Session number 4, he left a non-smoker. And finally, Special Forces Frank, a veteran of the Special Forces in his mid-60s. He came in because he had horrible knee pain. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most, it was an 8 or 9 consistently. He had a job where he worked on his feet all day. He wanted to reduce his pain and reduce his weight. He thought if he dropped 15 pounds, that would also help the pain. After our first session, I met him a week later. His pain had permanently been reduced to 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, which he was thrilled with. He dropped 7 of the 15 pounds that he was to lose. And he was so tickled with those results that in our next sessions, he wanted to eliminate his snoring and bring his libido back to the level that it was when he was in his 20s, because he wanted to make way for a love in his life. I didn't know if that was going to be possible, but he reported to me that the snoring, zip. I asked him, how did he verify that? He recorded himself sleeping. And he was also tickled to report that his libido was at a quite satisfactory level. So the best referrals for me are professionals who want to explore ways to work with their subconscious to change some things and to grow, to develop greater ease and comfort, and to connect deeply to meaning and purpose while relieving suffering. People who are looking to change their pains, their fears, their habits into ease, confidence, and freedom. The results this work brings, well, I can tell you there's no greater joy for me than to see someone who has lived some really hard things to get free, to feel better, do better, and be happy. You can find me online at mindbodyjourneys.com, where whoever you send there will be able to get a feeling for me and my work and the kinds of results that other people get in their work with me. And of course, I'm very happy to offer a complimentary 20-minute phone chat to help someone assess whether this kind of work is a good fit for them at this time. Gina Vance, mindbodyjourneys.com, where you can feel better, do better, and be happy.